Hello and welcome to another episode of the Rayados90 Podcast. I'm your host, City, and joining me for another episode is Fernando and Samira. Um,
Hi again. How y'all doing?
uh, eh, I don't know where to start with this. I,
I want to think that
I
was on
it's
purpose.
yeah.
You
Sorry
wanted to
for
be on
if
A
anybody that's
place.
listen. Yeah, anybody that's listening to an audio, I'm sorry for like the bad intro. If you're watching it in video, then I don't have to apologize there. It's just, I mean,
You can see it
the
on the
way they
faces.
lost, the way it's
Yeah.
just like let's just dive into this. So Monterrey, um, they shit the bed. I guess this is the I think this is the at least this is the biggest. This second, I would say the Vancouver is the biggest one, but this is the second one, the biggest, the second shit bed of the season, where Monterrey scores first, all's good. Then that I think
I
feel like
mean,
they're like we're done here. We're gonna go. Um, but yeah, it's
same
we're
thing. Same thing with Tigres happened.
uh, I
It,
mean
it's not the first time. It's something that is coming up a lot.
uh,
Worry.
it's this manager doesn't learn his lesson. Um, it's uh, it's like we're just repeating the story, the cycle. It's like at some point, if you're not learning from your lessons, then it's just ignorance. You I don't know what to say, but so like I said, Monterrey scored first. Had remember it was a really good goal. Tecate, prime Tecate, well not prime, but like close to it. Wonderful assist, and Berterame for all the criticism he gets. Scored. He put it on. He got it on the tee and put it in the back of the net. The only problem is that after that, Monterrey went non-existent. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I kept noticing that they would get Monterrey before the two Pachuca goals. Monterrey would like get into Pachuca's end in the final third, and then they just lose the ball. They were just turning the ball over.
Yeah.
Um, it was frustrating because I kind of felt like at least Pachuca was going to score one. I didn't think it was going to end 1-0. I just like I said, we've seen this movie before. I was hoping Monterrey please just score one goal, put it away, and they didn't. Pachuca scored two goals, and we'll get into the Andrada stuff. But I'll start with you, Samira, first. Just your reaction to that playing game. Yeah, what's your
That
reaction?
exact game, like with Pachuca, I mean, he kind of he kind of got it like the first 75 minutes. I think I can't remember when the first uh goal, what minute Pachuca scored the first goal, but I I don't know. Like he was doing kind of good without Canales, without Ramos, without Oliver Torres, and I would have thought it was gonna be like not too bad, but I think I told Fernando like he was very like at the beginning he was very like sure that he was like his defense was very well positioned and like I don't I don't understand why he got like Corcho substitution for Ambris when Ambris is like I mean Corcho was doing a good job, like a good game. Um and like on the defense it was kind of okay. And then Tecatito, even though like we know he's not in his prime cuz he's like older now, but just one or two balls and like one or two games he's going to do a great job. Just one opportunity or two opportunities he need on the game so he can actually do something good. And that's something like we should already know cuz it's Tecatito. I mean, we're taking crap from I don't know Andrada and other players that that he should be like they should be out. Tecatito is a player that like he's gonna give you at some point. He's gonna produce more than other players that are not like 100%. However, again, like against Tigres, against Vancouver, against Cholos, that you're like controlling the game. You have the game in your hands. And we were kind of, I mean, I was kind of used that the Michelis was actually punching at the like the last 15, 20 minutes because that's how he was doing the last tournament. That's what it worked to him. And now it seems like it's the opposite. Like you're starting in a good way and then you're like letting them actually like scoring more, like losing stupid points, not even a tie, like a draw. Like it's I don't know, I don't know. I mean, honestly what Andrada did, it was exposure of whatever the Michelis was trying to do. Like you cannot just be it's an important game. You cannot just be holding just one goal. Like it's Pachuca. They're gonna score eventually. Like Rondon, they have Idrisi, they have Montiel. That he was the player of the match. So it's like you cannot be sure like chill with just one goal. Look,
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that we're kind of already used to. The Michelis. I still don't understand why he's still like on the coach. Like I would prefer Nico Sanchez until somebody gets there for Mundial de Clubes. That's it.
Well, I do not know if they're. I mean, at some point, I
I
I
know they're
feel like
not gonna do that.
rich companies at some point, rich people don't stay, or rich companies in this case, don't stay rich because they light money on fire. I'm pretty sure they still owe. At some point, I don't know if this is contract run until June of 2025, or till
It's still next season.
December or next. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was just 20 because I know he got a 2-year contract, but I wasn't sure if it's like 1+1 or if it was straight 2 years. Um, so yeah, I mean, at some point, companies are like, "Why? We're not going to pay two coaches. One that to not coach for us." Like I get it. At some point, people can't just be like, "FEMSA has money." It's rich people, rich companies don't stay rich because they like money on fire, right? They don't like to do that, and so like I kind of get it. You're not going to spend money on two coaches to not just coach for you or for them to go away. Because then you got to pay a third guy, and it's like you're just lighting money on fire. So I get it, um, but at some point, then you just have to look higher, and we'll talk about it right now. But Fernando, look, I'll go to you. Just give me your overall thoughts on the match because, I mean, we'll get into the Andrada stuff because that's its own situation, and I want to give it time. But what was just your overall reaction to the game? Because, like I said, I didn't think one goal was going to be enough. I mean, if they were going to pull it out, that's fine. But I just didn't think it was going to be one goal was going to be enough. I don't know if you think differently, but just give me your overall reaction to that loss.
For me right now with Rayados, I don't think a 1-0, even a 2-0, it's not safe for us. Like, uh, the the play style that we were having before the first uh the first subs was pretty good, but at the moment that Tecatito went out for Jordi, uh, I started seeing some destabilization of the team, and then after like Corcho and I don't remember who the other. I think it was Corcho and I don't remember who it was, but the absence of Corcho once Ambriz came in. Uh, I'm sorry, but I didn't see Ambriz the whole game. First of all, so that substitution straight away for me. I'm sorry, but it impacted us the whole game. Jordi Cortizo did not do much. Uh, Ocampos, I'm starting to doubt seeing it against Pachuca this time. I was like, I told Sammy this. I was expecting Ocampos to fit as good as Idrisi fit into Pachuca. And right now, yes, Ocampos' first season was pretty good. But what has he done after not even like the Pumas game? Because the America game, he got injured on the final, and I don't think he played the semifinals. I'm pretty sure he didn't, or at least he played one game. But everyone was like just out of it. Like the substitutions made us lose the way that we were playing, and after that, like 73rd minute was the first Pachuca goal. I think like it's like Sammy said after the 70th, it just went all down. Like you could see it coming that there was going to be a mistake because the first goal it was not really a mistake. No, the first goal, yeah, the first goal was the Bauman. I don't remember
Yeah,
what the
Bowerman.
Bowerman. Which, if we're being honest, it's because like even the narrators were saying like you did not follow the players. You're not supposed to follow the ball on those. Like you have to have a sense of where it's gonna land. And like I think it was Victor Guzman, the only one that
Yeah,
guessed
I
it,
feel
but
like
it was
everybody was. If you look back at the replay, everybody is like already walking away, thinking the play is
Yeah.
over. But then it's like, I'm pretty sure if you can put it in slow motion, everybody's reaction was like, "Oh shit!" Like, and Victor Guzman was the only one that was able to react, but it
So he was
was too
pretty far
little, too
away.
late. Hmm.
Yeah. So other than that, we're gonna speak about Andrada, how his mistake cost us the match, and like right now we've been pointing fingers at everyone who makes a mistake. I feel like right now the person that made us lose this game, it was Andrada.
And look, let's get into it. Let's just rip the band-aid off. Let's just do it. Like I didn't. Once Monterrey scored, or once Pachuca scored that first goal, I kind of had the feeling that Monterrey was going to lose, even if it went to penalty kicks.
We
Andrada
were gonna.
hasn't shown that he can stop penalty kicks. Like, unless Pachuca misses,
I actually
like
tweeted that.
like it wasn't
Like
like,
it was
it was
just
over. It was over
faster.
unless
Yeah.
they scored, unless Monterrey scored. Uh, in what is it, those 10, 15 minutes or was, like, I know much Pachuca scored like in the 80th something minute or something around there, like,
Like
or close to,
87, I
yeah.
think.
No, but I mean the first goal,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like
It
around
was 73 to 75.
something like that. Yeah, it was, well, they still had 15 minutes or something like that to score a second goal before he.
No, it was minute
80,
82 and
82.
87. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, about because I
5
think
minute difference. Also.
they gave them about 5 minutes. I think it was 5 minutes of added time. So they had
Yeah.
roughly 13 minutes to score a second goal before, but obviously they gave up the blunder. But they had like around that, at least 10 minutes to score a second goal to avoid PKs. I didn't think they were gonna score. I think that was just the deflation. I think some player I would love to ask players and be like, dude, you guys have been through this movie before. Do you guys? I mean, you've been through this before, where you give up a goal late and then you give up another goal in a 5 minute span or less than 10 minute span. But Andrada, um, it's not the first time he's given up, or his mistakes have cost Monterrey a game, even an important game, because we've seen it. We saw it last time against Columbus. Monterrey was controlling it. His mistake, or if you want to blame Ruiz Romo, him, or both of them, their mistakes led to the goal against Columbus that gave Columbus some momentum heading into halftime, and we all know how that turned out. So it's not like this is the first time that he's caused Monterrey a mistake in a big game match. But again, dude lost his job last year, was giving it slowly back against Vancouver. I think that was if there was anything like foreshadowing of what was going to happen, it was that this guy played the Vancouver tie, um, and slowly got his job back because Mochi couldn't run away with it. He couldn't say, "Your time is done here." This is my job. He showed flashes, but couldn't run away with it. And so this guy gets his job back. He was all right. I won't say he was like great or spectacular, but he was decent, and he made some key saves. But obviously, couldn't. And you saw it sometimes in this game against Pachuca. The dude was giving up second chance opportunities. Like the guy just. I remember one in the first half where the guy just coughs it up and almost gives up a clear scoring chance. But you could tell the guy was. I felt like he was gonna make a mistake because he was just giving Pachuca some scoring or second chance scoring opportunities. And obviously, for some reason, I don't know if he has butterfingers or if he's scared or I just don't know what goes on in his head. Coughs it up. Of all people, granted, Rondon is way past his prime, but still, that guy's a killer, and puts it in the back of the net. I think this is the last we see of him. There's no.
Yeah.
At some point, you just cannot bring him. I mean, I thought the game against Columbus, that was it. But for some reason, they kept him and they gave him an extension. So he is under contract until 2027. Monterrey, we'll get into this maybe if we can. But Monterrey has to stop giving out contract extensions right now. Vegas hasn't worked. Andrada hasn't worked. Berterame is, at least you can probably get something for Berterame. If you were just like sell him to an MLS club or to like a middle table MLS club, you can probably get 10 million. Because he at least scores some goals, and you can sell him and say, hey, he's a really good goal scorer. But even then, I felt like that extension wasn't really warranted. So to me, contract extensions, now you're going to have to figure out where does this guy go. I don't want to get too ahead of that. We'll get to that right now, but I'll go with you, Fernando, first. What was your reaction to that mistake from Andrada? What was like your first thought when you saw it? And give me your first initial reaction, because my feed was like it's right, like when I saw people like the first initial wave of people tweeting Andrada, I'm like, oh no. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna look at Twitter right now. I'm gonna prepare myself. Like it's like maybe like it's like 10 seconds behind because I see it on VIX too. It's like a little bit 10 seconds behind from when I start like seeing people react on Twitter. That's why I kind of like stay off of it a little bit. But when people said Andrada, I'm like, please let this be a good thing, because I just saw Andrada. I did not see anything else. And what was like your initial reaction once you saw like it was another mistake from him?
Oh God. Those like reactions where like it's like, oh, and then they cut off. I just felt like that in my head. Like I just wanted to. I didn't know how to react. The second it happened, I was like, you know what? He needs to move on from Rayados, because if we're being honest, like how? I'm sorry, this doesn't, like, extending your arms that way does not make sense at all. Like, you're a goalkeeper. Your job is to catch the ball. I know how dumb it sounds, but sometimes it just goes like down to that. You catch the ball just to not give out those dumb bounces that can affect you. And I'm sorry, how were you looking this way and the ball bounced that way because of your arm? Not even with an.
It looked like he was playing ball. Somebody tweeted it out, and I tweet. It looked like a volleyball, for like where you're gonna hit the ball.
Literally, yeah.
And like it doesn't even make sense the direction that it went. It practically looks like, I'm not gonna say match fixing, because it was such a dumb mistake that it could not be a mistake. It could have not been on purpose. So for me, like right now, the best thing that we can do is just send him to the bench, have Mochis play this next games. Mochis, if we're being honest, like, okay, it's not as good, but at least makes less mistakes. And he has this several moments where he sparks, but at this point, like, when have we seen Mochis do a mistake like this one?
No, yeah. I mean, his mistakes are like,
or like maybe he didn't run as much.
He also leaves the ball there. Like, that's the goals that we were receiving, because he's like, just put the hands, and he leaves the ball like there. So that's Mochi's too.
And I think I don't know if he's like I don't know if I don't know if this is a height thing, but always second guess. Like he's not very good. Like aerial decision making. Um,
Mhm.
like
I
I
mean,
said,
Andrada
it's both of these
Andrada
guys
almost injured
are
Arteaga.
not it. I think we can all
Are
agree
not
that
for
these guys,
Rayados.
yeah, they're not it. I think for me, and we'll get into this right now, but like it's just clean house and start from scratch. It's just pretty much destroy the house and build it from scratch because these guys just they're just not it. But Zamira, I'll go to you now. What was your reaction when you saw Andrade make another
I
mistaken crucial situation?
like I think like we were both, I mean, we were watching the game together and we were just like, it's Andrada. Like it's not something new. It's annoying because he did a great game against Leon and he did a great first half because he did had two like one or two saves that were honestly they were going in. Andrada has good like reflexes. Like he's fast whenever like uh, the ball changes direction or something. He has that. But at the same time, it's like that ball that he left with his forearms. You're playing. It's a playing game. You're winning. Well, that was tied that because that was the second. So you're literally on a tie, hoping for your team to score a goal, and you do that at not even 5 minutes remaining on the game. I personally, I would think that was on purpose. I, I mean, honestly, that's on purpose because you don't understand someone that's been given this like the chance to be the first goal like first goalie again after what you did. You're getting another chance. Your team, it's like, and you're doing that. That's not even professional for him. It would be like for your own I don't know, for your own good, like
Mental well-being.
mental
Hmm.
and whatever, don't show up. Don't show up. Like
Yeah.
don't that's honestly that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing because you're like Ramos is watching you like on the suites and like this like it was sold out. Like there was a lot of people there supporting you after whatever you're doing, and you're doing that minute 87. It's like come on, dude. Honestly, like I said, I did tweet it. Like, I know Andrada's not good for penalty shoots. Like, I know we were not gonna like he was not gonna stop a ball unless it was a really bad shot from someone from Pachuca. But we know Pachuca knows how to play with that. We know they have Almada that he knows how to like close a game. He knows how to do good in like final instance. So I don't know, like for Andrada, it's just I'm sorry, like that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. I'm kind of like I'm not even upset. I'm just pissed. I'm mad that he's still playing. If it was for him, like dude, just like step back. It's like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave. You can just continue with Mochis. That's disrespectful. And honestly, if they put Ramos at this point, Loco Ramos, I wouldn't mind. He's good at like at penalty shoots. So I mean, we
Just
have nothing to lose at this
Uh,
point. Let's
yeah.
either because I mean, if we win against Pumas, we're gonna go against Toluca. So it's like
Uh,
you have Alexis Vegas prime and you have I forgot the
Paulinho.
name. The
Paulinho.
Paulinho. So it's like if you're gonna do that, please just don't like save us this whole suffering. You know what, like do the whole cleanup and get ready for the club world cup
Yeah.
instead of like I don't know, like breaking your other players because that's what's
The,
happening
the
honestly.
the only grace that I would say is that we've seen Mohamed shit the bed when he's the favorite. I mean, you saw it against Atletico San Luis from Barovero. I think we lost in PKs, if I'm not mistaken, and you saw it against Puebla when they lost those two. I think they were playing games or something. Yeah, I think they were playing whatever the shit they were calling it. But I remember they lost those 2 games.
Let me
So
check.
yeah, so the saving grace is that the managers that they have, we've seen them shit the bed, but I don't. I feel like I'm trying to remember when's the last time like in a Liga one. So I mean, I guess you could probably say that the one against Santos, where like Santos were the favorite, and they just completely shit the bed. But I'm trying to think like when's the last time like something like that happened and it was in favor of Monterrey, because it's usually always the other way around. Monterrey shits the bed and it's just like, yeah, of course it has to happen to them. But we'll get into that. But like obviously Andrada is the scapegoat, but is there another player where you're like,
Did he?
He froze. He's still thinking the player.
He's concentrated.
Ooh.
Eddie, are you with us?
Eddie. Hello.
I mean, just
We can still throw shit to Andrada. It's fine.
I mean, I still have a lot to say. I can rant the whole day about just Andrada being the problem, but just moving a little bit. Oh,
I think he's like logging off and in. He might be. Oh.
His internet might have gone like off. It might be.
Eddie, come back.
But I mean, just if he doesn't edit his out, hi. But other than Andrada, like
Other player,
what
dude,
what other Ambriz not done
trash.
anything. The only redeeming thing that he did was
The one goal he scored on that game. I don't even remember against who. Hey!
Yeah, I just connected to my personal hotspot. I was like, my internet's being crappy. I just connected to my T-Mobile hotspot. But yeah, back to what I was saying.
Good.
Well, okay, we all know Andrada is a scapegoat. But is there another player where you're like, okay, this guy, it just wasn't good. He didn't offer anything. And obviously he's not going to get the focus because of Andrada's mistake. But there's another player that kind of like, and I'll set the table up for this, that you're probably like, okay, whatever happens, against Pumas and however far they go, if they get advanced past Pumas, makes you think like, okay, this guy should be packing his bag. What's one player outside of Andrada that you're like either disappointed or you're like confirmed? You're like, yeah, this guy has to go. I'll start with you, Zamira. Go ahead, and we'll go to
Ambriz. We were talking about Ambriz, but I think it's not like they're really, really bad at this point, but you know that they can't be on Rayados level. Like you can put them in another team. For example, for me, I feel bad because he's not like, I don't hate him, but Jordi Cortizo is really, really not like bringing anything to the table. Like he was upset that he was not like in the starting 11, and when he got the chance he did nothing. With this last thing that he didn't even try to get the ball when Deosa was running. Like, I know that you're saying, but just show it on the pitch, so I think at this point Jordi Cortizo, Berterame, I don't think you can. I don't know if we're still like, I don't know if we own De La Rosa. Is there like, we're not?
He's bought. Yeah, he's bought. He's for some reason Monterrey bought him. Well, I would like to think it was probably part of. It was part of the All-Star transaction. It's like, okay, we'll sell you this player, but take this player off our hands. I would
keep De La Rosa just because with two strikers, he does good. As the only striker, he's not doing anything. Because for what I was telling my brother is that this last game, De La Rosa has been really showing like he can keep the ball at the front and just like an assist, like leave it there for like De Osa or Canales, so they can just shoot from there because he's good at finding spots in the area and holding the ball. But like to shooting, I mean he's striker, he should be shooting, right? But yeah, I think De La Rosa, well, he's gonna stay, but Berterame, Jordi, Eric Aguirre, we don't want anyone injured. Like he's sorry, he's made of crystal. We don't want him. So right now, I think it's a good chance to send them to another team, and he can still make good amount of like with selling or lending or whatever you want to do, but just you need to get rid of them. Like there's no place for them. I'm sad that Ambris has not shown what he was doing at Leon. He was not cheap.
Yeah,
So the fact that he's not doing anything and Corcho had a couple bad games, more than a couple bad games, and it's when he had to step up. And you have to show that people are calling him off because he's from Argentina or because he's older. So you have a younger Mexican that was like star boy and he comes here and he's not even stepping up with like Corcho being bad. It's like why I honestly that's Tato's like I don't
yeah.
understand because he's not fitting into the team at all. Like I don't think his style is not for Rayados.
So Cortizo touched. I tweeted this out on Sunday. He touched the ball 27 times. He lost it 10 times. So, yeah, he was losing the ball a lot in the limited times that he touched it, and really didn't. It's not even like I remember. The argument was that he's better coming off the bench than he is as a starter, and I think outside of that game against Forge, I'm trying to think of another game where it's like, okay, yeah, he made an impact off the bench.
Last season it was that way, not this
Yeah,
season.
not I can only think of the Forge game again in the first leg where he scored like a free kick. He came off the bench, scored a free kick. Um, and yeah, it was. But outside of that, I'm trying to think. I don't think I've seen him like be impactful off the bench, and he wasn't even impactful getting minutes because he didn't do anything against Vancouver in the first leg. What other game did he start? I think it was against Leon, right? He started, against Leon. I think it was, and
against Cholos, I think.
Yeah, didn't he hasn't done anything as a starter coming off the bench, and to me, it's like it's run its course. I would like to give that spot to like Fernando. I don't know if they're gonna. There was reports that maybe there's interest from the Netherlands in the Valenzuela kid, but if he stays, give him that spot. Like let him unless you're gonna get a better Mexican player, let the kid play. Like give him that spot. Like you saw he can play against Forge. You saw he can play against Querétaro. Like let the kid, let him give him some runway and let him. He's at least shown me more than what Cortizo has shown me. So just let him. He's gonna at least the kid's gonna have some type of hunger to prove. I mean,
exactly.
the dude. I mean, you saw against Querétaro, he pressured the goalkeeper into making a mistake, and although he was offside, I don't think it was offside. He would have had a goal if De Osa connects in that second leg against Forge. He would have had an assist. So it was like the kid's shown you enough to say, hey, let me give him a couple of games. It's like, but, to me, unless you're going to get somebody better than Cortizo, like, let the kid play. Like, let the kid have let him, it's not like, we don't know what he is. Like, just give him some time. And I hope they do that with League's Cup. Like, give them all the minutes and figure out if they can handle it. Like, because if you can have a player come in cheap, because I mean, if he's on a youth contract, he ain't getting paid much. I'm sorry, just because a player is Mexican, he shouldn't stay on this team. If there's a player in your youth system that can give you better, or at least some of the level of the same, but one is a teenager, he's barely gonna turn 18, or he's barely 17. Whether this guy is 28 and he should be playing at the top of his career because he's in his prime. So to me, I agree. I agree. Cortizo is, to me, he was very disappointing. He did not offer anything off the bench, lost the ball a lot. Sometimes I feel like he plays like a chicken without his head. It's just like sometimes he's just running around, and it's just like I get anxious. Like, dude, what are you doing? What are you gonna do? Because it's just the way he dribbles the ball, it just gives me
so
anxiety.
weird.
And go. I'll let you go, Fernando. What's one? I don't know if you agree with Cortizo, but what's one player or two players that you kind of saw in this game, and it's just like they're not going to get the criticism because obviously it's going to go to Andrada because he made the the biggest mistake. Well, what's one or two players that you're like, yeah, this isn't working here?
I have a list. No, I'm just kidding. So Andrada being number one, that's like we don't have to speak about that. But Fidel Ambris, to Sammy's good point, you brought a youngster in a position in which, like, you should be having someone with a lot of experience, and by having, I thought at the time that Fidel Ambris and Oliver Torres, when Corcho was not playing, he would have at least picked up a little bit of what Oliver Torres was doing. Because for me, Oliver Torres untouchable. He's one of the best players that we have right now. It shows when we don't have him. Like I felt like this game was one that Oliver Torres could have helped out a lot. And even talking with Sammy, like we both noticed that there was spots in which Oliver Torres would have been previously that Fidel Ambris was not covering. So
there were literally spots like nobody was there.
yeah, like on that second line of defense, the one that is supposed to be both of your like number six, like center defensive midfielders, like I did not see any of them because it was only Corcho the first half, and we did see Corcho. He did do a good job, but after that, it just disappeared. So after that, Berterame, like, okay, that was a pretty good goal, but Berterame doesn't score those.
He was
Berterame
lucky.
doesn't score those. Like, it was a great pass from Tecatito, and if we're being honest, he knew where to place his foot. That's good. Okay, he gave us a goal, but it doesn't reflect on everything that he did on the game because he had lots of chances. He was retaining the ball a lot. He was having, from being the striker, you're supposed to be at least a little bit more up than your like wingers and your midfielders. He was actually taking the ball back a lot, and I don't know if you guys see it, but it's always a constant issue because Berterame for me was always a good false nine, but not a striker. Other than him, Jordi Cortizo, as always, he was one of my favorite players. He's the bacon from like una película
Película
de
de huevos.
huevos. Like I love that guy, and plus the connection that he had with the fandom, it's pretty good. But I'm not living off your connection with the people. I want like results. Eric Aguirre is also like we've not seen him. Uh, I feel like at some point, like due to him leaving, due to him not leaving to Leon, and us having to sell Edson, I feel like Edson would have been a better solution to having Eric Aguirre like injured all the time. Because now we have to like play Tony Leone at right back sometimes, or Stefan Medina, which Stefan Medina for a defender, it's pretty good, but not as a right back.
He does more than Aguirre though.
He does
Yeah.
more than Aguirre at the end of the day. Like everyone that
Yeah,
is on
Aguirre's not good, and he's like injured all the time. So,
other than that, like I feel like if you take those players out and just we're canteranos at this point. Like Pachuca played with 7 kids
8.
from their youth system, 8 kids from the youth system, and had only like 3 experienced players. And I'm sorry, but they knew how to play a game more than Ambriz, which is a star boy, than Cortizo, which is a player
Veteran.
on his prime, than Berterame, which like I think most of the defenders except for Bauman, like all of them were youngsters. Like you're supposed to take advantage of those situations. Like I'm not saying being a youngster is bad, but at least you know that they don't have the experience to play those games. If you're losing to them, it's because Pachuca knows something that we don't, and is playing those youngsters. Because if we're being honest, every single youngster that gets the chance has that hunger of not losing, which Aldair has shown, and he has not played.
Mojica with 10
Mujica
minutes.
was, I'm sorry, that guy. If we just give him a little bit more time, he is gonna be a game changer. For me, it's a capital sin that Cesar Bustos has not started in a while for us. Like I don't know what happened to him. I don't know why the Michelis hasn't been with him.
After his mistake, I think a lot of people were not like agreeing of him playing.
Yeah, I
And
think
I
it
No,
was
think he
last.
kind of like
it was
mentally
one
he
mistake.
came down.
It was one mistake, and we have
But it was
players like
him.
Ambris, we have players like Andrada, we have players like Eric Aguirre making mistakes all the time. Why don't we give the chance to somebody that actually will learn from that?
I think because they're not on like massive wages. Because I think Andrada is the third or somebody posted this on Twitter. He's like the third or fourth highest. I think Andrada earns more than Oliver Torres. Like he was
Yes.
on like some massive wages, and so it's like you can't just be like, okay, yeah, you know. I mean, they did put him on the bench, but it was like, okay, they brought him back in, uh, so it's just like, and we can get into this right now because where does Andrada go from here? He's still under contract for 2 years. Um, he he's on some massive wages, so not just any team can just take him on, unless again Monterrey is going to have to do what they think they did with Sebastian Vegas, and that is pay
Hey,
a
yeah.
portion or probably half of his wages and just to not play for you. Or maybe even more depending on where. I think to me, if he goes to an Argentinian team, they are going to rinse you, and they're going to just try to get him for free. You know,
Yeah.
you pay 90% of his wages, we'll pay 10. And the thing is, now Monterrey is in a disadvantage in terms of negotiations because now a team is going to be like, well, you
It's a
need us.
liability.
You have to take. We're doing you a favor by taking him off your hands because you need that foreign spot open. At least with Johan, they can bank on being like, oh, this kid's just 22. We can get his potential out of him. This guy is 34, 35 years old. It's pretty much he's pouring towards the end for a goalkeeper.
And everyone has seen what he's been doing, so it's like it's hard to like, oh no, he's not like that all the time. Like, what
No,
are
no.
you? No.
And so it's they're gonna have to bite the bullet again. They're gonna have to bite the bullet on this and pay. If he goes to Argentina, I think they're gonna have to pay close to 100% of his wages just to go away, because an Argentinian team is not gonna pay him that much.
Yeah.
And I don't think if he can't handle Mexican football, I don't think he's gonna get eaten alive in Brazil. So I don't think he's going over there. So the only two markets I see for him is Mexico, depending on if his family wants to send Mexico, or Argentina, and going to like uh, Talleres or like one of the lower, not Boca, not the big teams, more like here's the middle table teams, and you go from there. But what's your guys' take on Andrade? I'll go with you, Fernando. Where do you see this all playing out? What do you want? How do you want this all to play out?
I just want him gone. At this point, if we're gonna pay 100% of his wages, why not just like cancel out his contract and just let him go? Because at this point, it might be even better. You're releasing a player out of like you don't have to play him anymore. It's gonna take out the necessity of having another player with your foreign spot. So just getting that contract completely terminated I know it's gonna cost us more money than paying his wages, but if we're being honest, that is looking like the only way of getting rid of him. Because
They're gonna have to pay regardless. It's what they want to do. If they want to buy him out and pay him however long, however much they owe him, and then however they want to spread it out. I don't know. Some teams or just following some sports over here. It's usually you know spread it out over 10 years, or spread it out over 5 years, or whatever. So they're gonna have to figure out that, but they're gonna pay. It's regardless. I don't know whatever route they want to take. They want to go the not Johan, the Jao Rojas, the Rodrigo Aguirre, where it's just, we'll pay you whatever you want, and then you just go wherever you want to go.
So like right now, um, like I don't even think a mid-table Argentinian team is gonna want to take him because like with the mistakes, I see him at a team like. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but just do a swap deal with Acevedo for Santos. I accept more mistakes from Acevedo, and I think Rayados, from the small things that I've heard from the Santos fan base, Rayados has already like reached out to Santos to get Acevedo, and if we're being honest, he's good. He always shows up against us. Like sometimes he may be like really crappy, but most of the
Depends on
time,
face.
yeah, most of the time he's like a good player. So like maybe just do a swap deal. Just go to a really this like go to a lower team like San Luis, like Santos, like I don't know who else has a player that's kind of like that, but like those are the two teams that I know has a kind of good goalkeeper, but is currently out of the play-ins, out of the Liguilla. So like just taking advantage of that, giving a player like Andrada out, maybe still paying like half of his wages, but at least getting something out of it might be the best way to go. But then again, it's like who's gonna take him in? That's the whole problem. Who's gonna be the one taking him in? Because I wouldn't want him on my team. If there were rumors of him going to one of my teams, I would not be happy.
uh, yeah. It Like I said, that the only way they're gonna pay. It's just you want to do the pay him over however many years if you buy him out, or pay his wages and hopefully a club is willing to take him on. Um, I don't think at least a swap for a foreign player for a Mexican player is gonna work. At least I don't depend. I don't know how many foreign players Santos has and what do they have.
Santos has majority Mexican players. The one that might be a little bit more difficult is Atletico San Luis because they have more foreign players on loan. But yeah,
Yeah, so it's just gonna have to you're gonna have to figure that out, and they're gonna have to do it quick because obviously they get the Club World Cup almost. I mean, the April ends this week, so pretty much almost a month and some week, like
Month and a
2
half.
weeks, month and a half, to figure out what the hell they're going to do with the goalkeeper position. Because this is why I would prefer play Cesar Ramos. See what you got. I don't think he's going to be the starter for like the World Cup or anything. But if can he be your backup at least for now? Maybe get a veteran that's 32, 33. Maybe you can squeeze out 2 or 3 years out of him. That's a foreigner because, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with Sergio Canales, but they've already kind of tied themselves to like it's win now. There's no like let's get a 23-year-old, 24-year-old goalkeeper and see if it works out. They tried that with Johan Rojas, like getting a kid that maybe they think that in the future he can be something, but they've tied themselves to this type of project where it's like win now. There's no project. The project is win now. There's no like, it's a bunch of young players, and we just got to grow with them, to go through their growing pains. To me, I think they're gonna have to look for a foreigner. There's no Mexican player that to me exudes confidence. I the kid from, well, not even the kid, the guy from Sanchez, the kid from, he's not even a kid, he's like 27, 28 years old. It's like closer to, so it's so bad that in Mexico, like you think this player is young, but actually no, he's closer to 30 already. Like Mochi, some people think like he's still probably like in his mid 20s, and dude's 30, he's in his 30s already.
Yeah.
So it's like, to me, I think they're gonna have to go the foreign route. Let me know, where do you see this whole Andrade situation going?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have to pay him the money and get a foreign goalie, because again, like I would see people like fans from San Luis like calling off Sanchez, and also like Acevedo. He's been really inconsistent. He has really good things, but again, he's not young anymore, and I don't think he's been consistent. I don't know if it's because the team that he's playing with, like Santos, like we haven't actually seen him out of Santos. So I don't know if Acevedo would be the solution for that, because like we know, even though Monterrey has 5 ligas, and even though Monterrey is not a big team and whatever, they have like, if they're willing to pay good money, it's because they're expecting good players. And right now, the level that Rayados has, it's like you have players like Sergio Ramos, Canales, Oliver Torres, De Osa, and then you want to bring someone that it's not going to be in the level. That's going to be hard. Honestly, at this point, it's they should already have someone that they're like considering. um I don't know, maybe like getting a spot of like sending Andrada to MLS, maybe with like a combo with Berterame or something. But you need to make something from that. If you don't make any money from that, if you lose money, that's on Tato. You gotta check with him, because that renovation for like, it was what, 3 years, that was the stupidest thing they could ever do, because he's not been great. And after Barovero, I don't think we've had like a nice goalie. So if you let go Barovero, you would expect you're you're bringing someone like higher level. You need a goalie that has that can actually handle the pressure. Um, you're bringing a goalie right now that it's gonna play a Club World Cup. So it's like he has to be like, whoever they bring has to be someone with experience right now. So as you were saying, Eddie, I would give the chance to Ramos, to like Loco Ramos, to actually get some games, see what he's doing, and he can let go Mochis, and he can let go Andrada, keep Ramos, bring another kid from the young guys, and just bring a like an actual goalie with experience that can actually teach whoever's going to stay after the Club World Cup. If you want to get, I would even consider bringing a goalie, the players that you land for the Club World Cup that are going to play exclusively for them. I wouldn't mind getting a goalie that is just going to be exclusively for the Club World Cup, honestly. And
Yeah.
it's like, who's like, I'm really disappointed of how his career went, and it's someone I really wanted for Rayados. And I was really upset that Fernando Tapia went to Tigres. They literally ruined his career. He's young, he's good, he knows how to stop penalties. Like, he's really good, but he's on the bench. He's
Yeah.
literally doing nothing and just playing like dumb games. I really wanted him for
Yeah.
Rayados, but it's just a couple of cases like that. Other than that, you don't have any other Mexican goalie that it's actually worth it.
Yeah, no, and they all have their warts. Like you go to Talarangel, dude has his warts. Sanchez, even though he was really good against Monterrey last tournament, he has his issues. Obviously, Acevedo has his issues. It's just to me, I would rather go with and I would repeat the formula with Barovero. Like get a guy that's 32, 33. Maybe you can squeeze out 2 years. Logan Ramos is 20. He's under the under 20. So I have to double check his age. If you guys like, one of you guys can do it while I'm talking. How old is
I got it.
Loco Ramos? Um, but you know, like you just said, Zamira, have him learn under this veteran, and then give him give Ramos League's Cup, and see if he
He's
can run away with it.
24.
Like, so yeah, it's not that he's still young for a goalkeeper. So like,
It's
if
decent.
you were to say, hey, we're gonna get this goalkeeper for say 1 or 2 years, like so go with the same formula you're doing with Ramos or Canales, where you're like, here, we're gonna get him for 2 years, maybe max, maybe three, so he'd be 26, and then you're still young for a goalkeeper, right? That would be perfect age. Like, here you go, kid. It and like I said, if let him play Leagues Cup. Don't even bother playing any veterans. Uh, but I would
That's
go
when
with that
Jonathan
formula.
Orozco started.
Yeah, that's the I would like. I said, how long was Barovero here for? He came in late
It's like
2018.
a
Not
year
long
and
enough.
a half, I
Two
think.
two and a half, two and a half years, because he came 2018 or 2019. I gotta double check.
I
But
can't
he
remember.
wasn't here that long. It was like two and a half years. It wasn't that long. It wasn't. He left in 2020, like 2020. Yeah, he left in 2020, like the year when they brought back Hugo Gonzalez. So like this, I think in December of 2020 he was gone. So it was like he only stayed 2 years, maybe a year and a half, or something. Like he wasn't here that long. So it was like I think
Oh,
they can
it was,
repeat that.
it
It was
was 2018, 29, no, 29, yeah, 2018, 2019, 2020. So, yeah,
so like 2.5, because
two
I
and a
know
half
he left
years.
in the summer, 2.5 years. So I would repeat that formula. So because then you'd get Ramos at 26, right? Perfect age. Here you go, kid. If he shows that he can play, um, that's the formula I would do.
Yeah.
Um, well, let's look ahead uh, to the game against Pumas. It is this project, whatever this project is under Tato Noriega. It's on life support. So for me, it's on life support. They have to they have to win against Pumas, because or else
Oh, yeah.
I don't even think it's gonna be Demichelis' job. They're coming. I would point the fingers at the guy that's the architect of all of this. It would be, if they lose, it is going to be this, like, it is Chernobyl type of disaster, um, because you built this team with really good veterans. You didn't bring in the right coach, and it's cool to bring in these big names, but if you don't construct a team, right? Like, there's no, like, you can bring in whoever you want, but if there's no, if it, you don't get the coach to put all the ingredients together, then it's the food's gonna taste like shit. So like, you know, eh, we're after this loss against Pachuca. I'll start with you, Fernando. Where's your head at going into this? It's must win. Obviously, they have to win to make the Liga,
Yeah.
but I think it's just more than trying to make the Liga. It's trying to buy Tato Noriega some time with his quote unquote project.
Uh, I wouldn't even like to talk about the possibility of losing because just a simple thought of it, I've been trying to think in my head, like, what other type of like team has had this issue. The only one that comes to my head with like targeting a specific cup, trying to win it. It's like PSG, while they had Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi. Like, their goal was to win Champions League, and with that team, which I remember had Marco Verratti, they brought in Buffon. No, Buffon was no, never mind. Uh, no, it
No,
was
they brought in
Donnarumma. They
Donnarumma.
brought him. Yeah, that's
They
right.
brought in.
I knew it was Italian. Uh, they brought in. I mean, they had Marco Verratti. They had a lot of infrastructure around the whole team, but it never got along. And now that they moved on from that project, they even let go of their best player. For me, almost the best player in the world, Mbappe. They're actually doing pretty good right now.
Oh
So
yeah,
if
it's
Rayados does like the smart thing, and I don't care what happens with these games. If we're being honest, it's just time they leave. Like how have you stood for so long with this whole situation? Like you have, in my opinion, the best team in Liga MX, at least not in the striker position, and maybe a defender is not there, and of course Andrada. But other than that, you take those players away, and you have like one of the best bases, and not even in Mexico, like almost the whole continent, if we're being honest. Because
CONCACAF level, yeah.
I don't even want to say it, but even like taking it to Brazil, taking it to Argentina, we would be doing good with that structure if it was being managed by somebody else. But both Tato and the Micheles, like they just been really bad. It's always the same thing. They just I, they don't know how to do their job. Like it
What's
sounds
your
like
gut telling you? What's your gut telling you? Do you think they advance? Give me your prediction right
we
here.
do we do advance. Like if we don't, like, okay, it's gonna be depending on the players that we do have for that player. I'm praying that Oliver Torres comes back and maybe
I think
Ramos.
Canales is gonna be back and Ramos.
So yeah, just with them, I do expect to have a whole different Rayados playing. So that gives me a little bit of hope, but still,
It would be poetic. It would be peak cinema if somehow
I,
Rogelio Funes Mori, who missed that. I don't know if you guys saw that video where like the guy just I don't know what he
Yeah.
was thinking. Like he tries to head the ball and he doesn't
And
even come
it's
close.
like to the other side.
Yeah, it would be peak. It would be the highest peak of Monterrey if that guy. I mean, he's done it already once again in League's Cup that pretty much sent that Dan Ortiz away. Um,
and we
you
thank
know,
them because of that. Maybe he's
yeah,
gonna do the same thing with
it
the
it
Michelis.
it would be peak cinema if that were to happen. But you think putting aside all your concerns, you think they should advance.
Yeah,
Okay, Samira,
if,
what's you go ahead, finish off your take.
like it's just gonna be horrendous if we lose against Efrain Juarez, against Pumas in general. That after the whole situation after last season, and if Funes Mori scores, you're not gonna hear from me till like
Honestly, if when
October.
this money go would be like the cherry on top. Literally.
What is so? You tell me, Samira, what's your take on this game against Pumas? Where's your head at, and where do you think? Do you think
Uh
think they're in advance?
they can. If Canales, if Ramos, I don't know, Oliver Torres, but if they're back, they can. Demichelis already knows how to like get them. I think not to do not to be disrespectful to Pumas, but Demichelis like already has a way to like they know how to play. They've been studying them. I don't think Pumas is actually getting better. It's just like inconsistent too. So it's gonna be like honestly, it's gonna be whoever wakes up with the right food on that game. But yeah, I mean, Rayados can beat them. They already know how to get through them. It's just gonna be now just like the whatever attitude the players are gonna be playing this game, like how important it is. I don't think personally, I don't think Demichelis is gonna throw this game to like throw it away. Just like, well, ni modo. I don't think it's gonna be like that. I think everyone's gonna give their best. However, again, like you're gonna face Toluca if you do. So it's like I don't know if I really want to like again just maybe just get over with this. Get your players, you know, through more I don't know, just
therapy
to get
sessions.
them ready to the club World Cup or whatever. Like you still have time because it's a month and a half. We don't want anyone injured or anything. I don't think this is gonna be the actual like they can win the Liga. I We never know. I really hope they shut my mouth. But I've had better feelings before. I don't have a good feeling on this. The I don't know. It's just like the mood of everyone, the injuries, last minute, like the last injuries that have been on the team. And I mean, honestly, we've seen like without Canales, it's really hard for Rayados to actually um get the game through all the 90 minutes, because you might start motivated, but then it's like you see like how games been ending. So yeah, it's just like if Canales is playing, if Sergio Ramos is back, if we have Oliver Torres or whoever, just somebody that comes back, we do have a pretty good chance. Maybe Berterame has a good attitude and he scores again. We can have Tecatito. It's sad what Ocampos is doing, but again, maybe Ocampos can come back. Honestly, at this point, I know
Anyone.
they can win, but again, there's been games that we know they can win and they're doing nothing or they're just throwing away a game. So I guess it's just gonna be whatever is going on inside of the club, whatever Tato feels that needs to happen. Because at this point, we know everyone's job is like on the line, like really, really thin.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. I guess I guess against Pumas, we're gonna see who wants to be and who doesn't want to be. That's
Um.
I guess.
Yeah. It's gonna be. It's gonna be. Yeah. It's gonna be. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I don't think I'm gonna be pissed because if you can't go like if you can't beat Pumas, come on.
we'll
You
see
have Cruz
next week.
Azul, you have Toluca, you have America, you have Tigres, you have like
Yeah. It's We'll see. Next week we'll either be previewing a tie against Toluca, or we will be dissecting what was a disastrous game because they would have lost, but a disastrous season overall, and it would be like I said, it would be Chernobyl disaster for this club to not even make the league.
the cherry on top for
Yeah,
this to
yeah.
finish this project.
So we'll see. We'll see how I'll bring you guys back next week, and we'll either be, like I said, previewing a Liga matchup or wondering what the hell happened. We'll see.
The
Um,
rumors going on.
it's yeah, it's hopefully they win because I am not prepared to do a what the hell happened this tournament because
If they lose, I'm coming back with the paper bag and no one.
and with that, we'll end it there. Let me just say thank you guys, or thank you for coming on and always coming on and joining me and talking about this disastrous of a tournament. Because regardless, it's when they brought in Sergio Ramos and to add to all those guys, you didn't think they were going to be in play-in.
It's embarrassing. Honestly,
yeah.
at this point it's embarrassing. I really want to see Sergio Ramos and be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
If we see him during the World Cup, it's gonna be like, I'm sorry, they're not like this usually.
I'm sorry.
You should have came when the Nigris and Chupetes were here.
Yeah. No, it's we'll see where it goes. We'll be back next week, and like I said, either previewing something or dissecting whatever happened. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you too for joining me. Like and subscribe. I know we had some tech issues, but you guys held it down for something while I was away for a couple of minutes. But yeah, so yeah, just like and subscribe and thank you for listening. So for Samira, for Fernando, I'm Eddie.
Thank you.
Chat. We'll be back next week for either good or bad news.
All right. God bless us all.